Hello there guys, welcome to another of my videos. On this video there is quite a few things to negotiate about. So I am going to be giving you the latest news regarding Paul Pogba, because there is huge developments on Paul Pogba. Then I'm going to be giving you some more additional information on Thiago Alcantara from Bayern Munich. Then I'm going to be giving you some more news regarding Jadon Sancho. So let's start with the news on Paul Pogba. So according to recent reports, Paul Pogba is close to signing a new 5-year contract with Manchester United. If he does sign this contract, this will take him under contract with a football club until 2025. He said that this contract extension is expected to be announced at the end of the season. But it was coming out about this not too long ago, saying that we'd been in negotiations with Pogba's agent Mini Raiola over extending Paul Pogba's contract at the football club. Now, as it stands at the moment, Pogba's just got under a year left on his Manchester United contract, but the club do have an option to extend it for a further year. Now, like I said, since the resumption of the season, I think Paul Pogba has made a fantastic impact prior to the Southampton game. Now, like I said to you, I didn't really have a perception on Paul Pogba earlier on in the season, because obviously he wasn't really playing, because don't forget he was out with that ankle injury. Now, Paul Pogba, as it stands at the moment, is one of the highest paid players at the football club, because in his current contract he's on just under £300,000 a week. He's also our most expensive signing, because we paid £89 million for him from Juventus back in 2016. Now, at one point, it was looking very, very imminent that Paul Pogba was going to be leaving the football club. Don't forget, last summer, Paul Pogba was relentlessly linked with a move to Real Madrid. And don't forget, Paul Pogba did make an admission last summer saying that he wanted to leave Manchester United because he was seeking for a new challenge. Obviously, there wasn't only Madrid in for him. Obviously, there was a lot of narratives about him possibly going back to Juventus, because Paul Pogba did enjoyed 4 good years with Juventus. Also, too, PSG have been in for him before, and so too have Barcelona. But we said if we was to sell Paul Pogba, we wanted at least £100 million, because I said if we had sold him, it'd be very imperative to get more than the £89 million that we paid for him. But yeah, so it's looking likely, he's going to be staying at the football club, and if he can sign this new 5-year deal, then it'll stop the uncertainty over his future. But I thought he was going to leave Manchester United at one point. Of course, Paul Pogba's agent, Mini Raiola, at least in the last couple of years, has been in the process of trying to get his client a transfer away from Manchester United completed. Mini Raiola, don't forget, had negotiations with the likes of Juventus and Real Madrid. Like I said, we've been critical of him since the turn of the year. I also think Ed Woodward had negotiations with him earlier on this year, to try and resolve Paul Pogba's future. Now, of course, Paul Pogba's won 2 trophies at the football club, and that was the Europa League and the League Cup in his first season at Manchester United. You can say in reality that we made a mistake by getting rid of Pogba when he was younger, because don't forget we did have him under the Alex Ferguson era. But we had to let him go due to limited appearances. We let him go on a 3 transfer. Don't forget, Paul Pogba endured a very, very difficult time under the Jose Mourinho era. But like I said, anyway, Jose Mourinho's got a bad reputation with top players. And Paul Pogba got one of his best wishes, when Jose Mourinho departed the football club. Pogba is, 27 years of age, so he has still got a lot of development in him. But yeah, like I said, he was quite poor against Southampton. Obviously, he was accountable for Southampton's first goal because he was easily dispossessed by Dan Ings. But prior to that game, since the resumption of the season, he has done really, really well. And I think his combination with Bruno Fernandes has, been very, very good. Paul Pogba scored his first goal of the season in the 3-0 win against Aston Villa. and it's his first goal for the football club since April 2019. So yeah, so he's close to signing a 5-year contract at the football club. And like I said, we are still facing a dilemma regarding the contracts, because like I said, we've still got 8 players' contracts that are due to expire next year, including Paul Pogba's. But to be fair, we have extended a lot of players' contracts since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got recommended in to the football club. So anyway, that's the latest news on that. Now, let me give you the latest news on Thiago from Bayern Munich. So, you saw my video that I did yesterday regarding Thiago from Bayern Munich. Now, it's stemming out from the Manchester Evening News, saying that Thiago is close to agreeing a transfer to Manchester United. Reportedly, he's recently put his house up for sale because Thiago is expected to leave Bayern Munich. Now, reportedly, Bayern Munich do want in the £30 million range. I think they do now want £36 million for Thiago. Now, you had Thiago's brother saying that his move to Manchester United is on. You've had quite a few journalists talking about the Thiago transfer saga. Christian Falk's been obviously, talking about it. He's a German football expert, and he said there's a possibility chance that he could come to Man United. You've had the likes of Fabrizio Romano also talking about it. So, would you take Thiago at Manchester United? It says now we are emerged as the favourites, but it wasn't so long ago that Liverpool were emerged as the favourites. It actually said, was it the other week, that Liverpool agreed a fee with Bayern Munich for Thiago after breakthrough in negotiations. It said Liverpool had agreed to get Thiago for around £31 million. It said Liverpool would pay like £27 million up front with £4 million in add-ons. Now it's saying Liverpool are preparing to put around an £18 million bidding for him. Thiago has just got a year left on his contract at Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich have been in the process of trying to get him a new contract, but obviously he hasn't signed this new contract. Thiago's been a long servant at Bayern Munich. This has been his 7th season now with them. I think he's made around 150 appearances in the Bundesliga and scored around 17 goals. Bayern Munich did pay around €25 million for him from Barcelona back in 2013. So he has, been a long-serving player. He's a box-to-box midfielder, and he is the age of 29. So he is in his late 20s. So we are now trying to hijack Liverpool's move for him, but some people still believe that he will end up joining Liverpool instead of Manchester United. Yeah, so it says, we are close to getting him on the board, and we'd be determined to pay £30 million for him because that is a cheap solution. He's a cheap solution, but the transfer saga regarding Thiago still continues, and and Bayern Munich have already confirmed anyway. Their chefs confirmed that he will be leaving Bayern Munich in the summer transfer window. So that's the latest news regarding Thiago. Now let's delve into the news on Jadon Sancho from Borussia Dortmund. So the news on Jadon Sancho is that Borussia Dortmund are expecting a £109 million bid from Manchester United. Like I said to you yesterday, we will only pay what Borussia Dortmund are demanding for Sancho if we get qualification for the Champions League. If we don't get qualification for the Champions League, then I don't think we are going to go in for Jadon Sancho. I recently spoken with you, didn't I? How important Champions League qualification is, because if we get qualification for the Champions League, then obviously, we'll generate money. And then plus, obviously, it'll help us get the right caliber players in to the football club. But, it's been a long-running transfer saga, as the Jadon Sancho one. He's our number one priority target. He's been our number one priority target for a while. We first expressed our interest in Jadon Sancho in 2017. Like I said, we are at risk, though, now of missing out on him. Not only if, we don't qualify for the Champions League, also to Manchester City. I think, they're in for him now. Manchester City had their 2-year Champions League ban overturned recently by CAS, don't forget. So now City may be able to get the players that they want in the summer transfer window. Don't forget Jadon Sancho is a former Manchester City player. He endured 2 years with Manchester City. But the main explanation why he had to leave Man City is because he didn't get assured any first team opportunities. Dortmund, got him for next to nothing. Dortmund only paid £8 million for Jadon Sancho. And this has been now his third season with Borussia Dortmund. So analysing the performances in the few years he's been with Dortmund, his valuation has persistently grown. Chelsea have been in for him before, and so too have Liverpool. But he recently said that, we're not willing to pay any more than 50 million for Sancho. Then it said, we're only willing to pay 60 or 70 million pounds for any player. But we have said several times throughout this transfer saga regarding Sancho that we are not willing to smash our transfer record for the player. But Borussia Dortmund do remain ruthless over their valuation. Now, allegedly, it says Sancho's already agreed personal terms with Man United. He has agreed a 5-year contract with a football club worth around £140,000 a week. This got confirmed quite a few weeks ago, but no fee has yet come to an agreement. Don't forget, it said the exact same thing back in February, that Sancho had agreed almost every little detail of a move to Man United. But again, no fee had come to an agreement. No fee had come to an agreement. And I think it did say we're planning to sell 6 players to fund the move for Sancho. The deadline's already been set. I think we've got until the 10th of August to sign Jadon Sancho. So if we don't sign him by then, Jadon Sancho's move to Manchester United is off. I think Borussia Dortmund have come to accept the fact that Jadon Sancho does want to leave. So now they're obviously looking for replacements for him. I think the German transfer window opens. The German transfer window opens in October. But I've already outlined the reasons why I want Jadon Sancho at Manchester United is because he's well proven in the Premier League. He's got a very, very good friendship with Marcus Rashford. And he just would dramatically improve us, and he is predominantly a right winger, and he is only at the age of 20. Sancho has got a contract with Borussia Dortmund until 2022. He's got no intentions of extending his contract. Don't forget, quite a few weeks ago now, Jadon Sancho was fined £8,000 for breaking lockdown rules. So at that point, Borussia Dortmund said that they were losing their patience with him. We've already made a promise to Sancho that we are willing to offer him the number 7. Obviously, we've got number 7 vacant at the moment, but we've had a lot of good number 7s up and down the generations. But Fabrizio Romano, he's also spoken about the Jadon Sancho transfer saga quite a few times. He said quite a few weeks ago now that we've not yet put a bid in for Sancho, but he would be willing to accept an offer if one came in from Man United. He said a while back that we've been in negotiations with Jadon Sancho's agent for a while, and we've also been working on his contract for a long time. We have been looking at alternatives to Jadon Sancho, if we do miss out on him. And I will make an admission, there's cheaper solutions in Sancho. We've recently been looking at Ferran Torres from Valencia. We've been looking at Ousmane Dembele from Barcelona. In recent weeks, we've been looking at Robin Matondo from Schalke. At one point we was looking at Figo Almeida from Sarsfield. So yeah. So that is the latest news on all of that. But there's so many players on our agenda. And don't forget, Solskjaer did recently say that any young player would want to come to Manchester United. So he did make an exciting transfer prediction. There's been a lot of young players on our agenda. There's already 2 young players that have turned down moved to Manchester United. And that was Erling Haaland in January. Like I said, it was a shame that we didn't get Erling Haaland on the board because it would have been an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer type signing, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer knows him really, really well. And Jude Bellingham, he turned down a move to Manchester United. Do you think it was a shame why we didn't get Jude Bellingham either? The good news is now regarding the summer transfer window, we know when it's going to be opening. The summer transfer window is opening on the 27th of July. And I think it will be shutting in October. But like I've already said to you, there is a lot of uncertainty regarding the summer transfer window. A lot of uncertainty regarding the summer transfer window. Solskjaer did say a few weeks ago he's unsure how much Manchester United are going to get to spend because of the financial impacts of the coronavirus pandemic. We already know that we've taken a £140 million loan, to help us, get the players that we want in the summer transfer window. And Solskjaer did say that our plans for next season, our pre-season plans and our transfer strategy are up in the air because of the uncertainty of how the current season will finish. Like I updated you yesterday, Manchester United have put 6 players up for sale to raise funds for summer signings. And the 6 players that we have put up for sale, and that's Jesse Lingard, Alexis Sanchez. It would be very beneficial if we could get rid of Alexis Sanchez permanently, because it'd free up our wage bill completely. Also, too, we've got Delors up for sale. Like I said, I don't think Delors good enough to represent Manchester United. Phil Jones, he's up for sale. Chris Smalling, he's up for sale. And so, too, is Marcus Rojo. So, Solskjaer is planning a clear out. And he's been planning a clear out for a while. But, to be fair, he has got rid of a lot of the Deadwooders Solskjaer since he got recommended in to the football club. I think, is it over 20 players that have left in total since Solskjaer came in? The recent player to leave, actually, was Angel Gomez. I heard that Angel Gomez is actually going abroad. So in the summer transfer window, we've got to focus on the incomings and we've also got to focus on the outgoings as well. Solskjaer is looking to make around 3 signings in the summer transfer window. And like you said already, Solskjaer, he will not tolerate any rotten apples in the squad because he warned our players about this quite a few weeks ago. And he's already told Ed Woodward, the positions where he wants to strengthen up, the 3 positions. Solskjaer said he wants to recommend the striker in, he wants to recommend the right winger in, and he also wants to recommend a central defender in. And still some reports saying that he wants to recommend a centre defensive midfielder in because he's still areas in the squad where Manchester United are lacking. But Solskjaer knows that he's got the backing of Ed Woodward and he's also got the backing of the Glazers because Ed Woodward has said quite a few times this season that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job is safe at Manchester United. Earlier on in the season, even when we was inconsistent, Woodward said his job was still safe because earlier on in the season, we'd enjoyed our worst start to a Premier League season for 30 years. And at that point, there was talks of Mauricio Pochettino coming in, and there was also talks of Massimiliano Allegri coming in. Don't forget this has been Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first full season at Manchester United, but in total, Solskjaer has been at the football club now for 18 months. And Solskjaer's job's safe now anyway because, like I said, we are in a good vein of form. We are unbeaten in our last 18 games in all competitions. We are unbeaten in our last 10 Premier League games. And, I think in this 18-game unbeaten run, we have scored 48 goals in all competitions. But yeah, this is our best vein of form since Solskjaer was the interim manager. And, we've got now, 3 games remaining in the Premier League. We've got the game tonight against Crystal Palace. Then we've got West Ham in the league. And then we've got Leicester. And I think that game against Leicester, could actually, decide the top 4. But we have got to win all our remaining games. We're 4 points, is it, behind top 4 at the moment. Not only the top 4 is a priority for us, also too the FA Cup and the Europa League is they're 2 priorities for us because that's a chance for us winning 2 trophies under Solskjaer, the FA Cup and the Europa League. We're into the semi-finals of the FA Cup. We've got Chelsea on Sunday. By the way, Solskjaer did say it's unfair that Chelsea have got an extra 48 hours to prepare for the game. So he said the scheduling of the game's unfair. And obviously, we're more or less into our last 8 of the Europa League because we are 5-0 up against Lask from the first leg. And as you all know, the quarter-final draw for the Europa League's already been done. Yeah, so I'm convinced, we can get some silverware on the board. We need to get some silverware on the board under Solskjaer because we haven't won out in terms of silverware since 2017, and that's when we won the Europa League and the League Cup under Jose Mourinho. Won the FA Cup back in 2016 under the Louis van Gaal era and that. You know. But like I said, next season, Solskjaer is going to have bigger expectations to exceed. Next season, our expectations will be to challenge for the Premier League title. We have got to spend money to compete with the likes of Manchester City and Liverpool. This has been the seventh season now. We have failed to mount any kind of title challenge up. Like I said, we are the most successful team in England. We've won 20 titles, 13 of them are Premier Leagues, but we haven't won the Premier League since 2013. So the last time we won it was in Alex Ferguson's last season. Like I said, we were so dominant under Ferguson. Ferguson endured 26 years at Manchester United, endured 22 years of success because he didn't win out in his first 4 years, so didn't settle in straight away, and won a total of 38 major honours under Alex Ferguson. Let's put that into the equation. So we haven't dominated since the Ferguson era. And like I said, no one at Manchester United will replicate Ferguson's legacy, and no one will last as long as Ferguson did. But, I think we can get back to where I want to be under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. Well, I'm hopeful that we can. Anyway, I still don't know if Solskjaer is the foreseeable future for Manchester United. Reflect on this unbeaten run. A lot of United fans are now starting to believe that is the foreseeable future. And then on the other hand, you've got some United fans that have still got the same perception, saying that, we still don't think he's the foreseeable future for Manchester United. But, the good news is regarding Solskjaer, he's gained more managerial experience, reflecting on how long he's been with us. He's been with us 18 months, like I said. Man United is the third club in his managerial career. I think Solskjaer's just got under 2 years left on his contract because when he got the job permanently in March last year, he signed a 3-year contract at the football club worth around £7.5 million a year. But in the last, like I said, in the last 7 years, we have been playing catch up. We have spent close to the £1 billion range on players. We have spent close to the £1 billion range on players, and we've recruited over 30 odd players in since the Alex Ferguson era. Like I said, under the Moyes era, we bought Fellaini and Juan Mata in. Under Louis van Gaal era, he bought 16 players in. He brought the likes of Schneiderlin in, Sebastian Schweinsteiger, Di Maria, Falcao, Daley Blind, Rojo, Darmian, Martial, Shaw, Romero, Herrera. Brought a lot of players in under Louis van Gaal era. Jose Mourinho, he recommended 11 players into the club and spent just under 400 million, or was it 400 million pounds? The vast majority of these players are Jose Mourinho's, so let's put into the equation Solskjaer's inheriting, the vast majority of Jose Mourinho's players. So yeah, a hell of a lot of money's been spent at the football club. There's been a lot of problems at the football club for several years, not only, with the management and that, there's been, problems with the club's board for several years. There's been a lot of problems with Ed Woodward. There's been a lot of problems with the Glazers. It's just been cultural problems in general, But like I said, we need to stick with Solskjaer because Solskjaer is our fourth permanent manager since the Ferguson era. We've sacked 3 managers since the Ferguson era, and, Man United have not got the structure to keep sacking managers because don't forget, we are not known as a sacking football club. Now, I'm looking forward to the game tonight against Crystal Palace, Selhurst Park. We should win this game tonight against Palace, because Palace have been in a bad vein of form. They have lost their last 5 league games. We've got to bounce back from that 2-2 draw with Southampton. We lost a reverse fixture against Palace. We lost a 1 at Old Trafford earlier on in the season, 2-1. That ended a run of 22 top-flight games without a win for Crystal Palace against us. But we did win the fixture at Selhurst Park last season by 3-1. So I'm pretty confident, that we are going to win this game. I think Palace are sitting 14th in the table. Of course, I recently give you my reaction to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference ahead of the game. Like I said, he did provide us with some news on Brandon Williams and Luke Shaw. They are both injured. Brandon Williams cut his eye. Luke Shaw's swollen. Luke Shaw's ankle swollen, like Solskjaer had confirmed. Like I said, if Shaw and Williams are not going to be available for selection, then we'll have to start the low at left back tonight. But maybe one of them are going to be available for selection, hopefully. Obviously, you know the news regarding Mason Greenwood. He's also got an ankle injury because Romeo had challenged him, and Solskjaer said that Romeo should have been sent off for that challenge on Greenwood. And Greenwood has been in a good vein of form. He wasn't so good against Southampton, but Greenwood has got 16 goals in all competitions this season. And definitely Greenwood is the foreseeable future for Manchester United, definitely. But Solskjaer's been talking a lot about him recently, so we have got a few injuries. I do expect Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to make some rotation tonight, because in the last 5 league games, Solskjaer has gone with the exact same team. And that's the first time we've done that since February 1993. So that's 27 years ago now. But I do expect him, to make some rotation. But he said the team is based on tonight. He said it's irrelevant for the game on Sunday against Chelsea in the FA Cup semi-final. Solskjaer's been talking a lot about Rashford recently as well, saying that he's very, very proud of Marcus Rashford. Because Rashford was a big miss earlier on in the season, because don't forget, he was out with that back injury. He was out with that back injury. He was out with that back injury. But since the resumption of the season, I think he's done very, very well. Solskjaer believes our attacking philosophy is close to emulating the great sides of the Alex Ferguson reign. We've got a fantastic attacking line. Solskjaer was recently talking about Roy Hodgson, say he's actually admired Roy Hodgson that he's still managing at the age of 72. He's managed a hell of a lot of clubs. He's managed quite a few clubs in England. He's now at Palace. He's managed West Brom, Liverpool in the past, Fulham in the past. He's obviously managed in other countries as well as Roy Hodgson. So you have got to give him credit, that he's still managing at the age of 72. Like I said to you in regards to David De Gea as well, I think he will remain our number one goalkeeper for next season. Solskjaer was talking about Dean Henson quite a few weeks ago, and he says that he'll be Man United's number one in the future and England's number one in the future, but he says he's not yet ready to become Manchester United's number one goalkeeper. So next season, I think De Gea will remain our number one, and he's been our number one for several years. David De Gea has now made 400 appearances for the club in all competitions. He's become only the second Man United goalkeeper after Alex Stepney to reach 400 appearances for Man United, and he's already overtaken Peter Schmeichel on appearances. So if we beat Crystal Palace tonight, we will extend our unbeaten run to 19 games in all competitions. So let's see what happens. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, like, explore on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.